Hello YouTube, RageBeast99 back at it again, and I decided I wanted to do a review on this beautiful little item. And here it is. Sorry that there's no wooden railway track. I kind of packed it all away in a box because I'm moving, or I'm set to be moving in a little bit. But anyways, here it is. This is a 1992 Thomson Railway V3 Henry. And I can tell it's a V3 because V1s had the skinny funnel, V2s had the fat funnels, which just has a fat funnel, but V2s, they were just literally cylinder pieces of wood like this Edward here. This Edward is just a cylinder piece of wood. Until version 3 is when they decided to start rounding the pieces of wood, which as you can see on Henry, they are rounded. Oops, camera fell. Had to decline a call real quick. But like I said, V3 on Henry, V2 on Edward, because Edward has the fat funnel, but does not have the rounded one. So yeah, I'm actually working on getting a 1994 Thomas, so yeah. I'm also working on getting a flip-faced James, but they're stupidly rare. Anyways, going back on to Henry here. This Henry is in mediocre condition. I picked him up for around $20 on Mercari. So it's a pretty good steal. Oh, little guy went off the rails there. You're not seeing what I'm seeing, but my little 040 diesel just went off the rails. I think it's on him. I don't know. Just push it off to the side. The only thing I can see with this Henry, besides the edge wear, it does bother me sometimes. Which I should probably unplug my controller because this is gonna stick. This is bad track right here. This black track is bad because it's steel alloy, which is magnetic. Anyways, if I can stop getting sidetracked, no pun intended. The only thing that really I don't like about the Henry is it has some edge wear, but it doesn't bother me for the age. It's a 1992 item. Of course, it's gonna have edge wear. So it's over 20 years old. Okay, I get it. So I'm not worried about it too particularly. But one thing I don't like is, I don't know if you can see it, but the cab is actually, when they made this Henry, the cab is shifted a little. You can see there's just a little bit of a I don't know, maybe like a millimeter, not even a millimeter, centimeter. You can see how the cab is pushed this way. It's being pushed this way a little bit more, and if you go to the other side, you can see it hangs off just a tiny bit. And you don't really notice it unless you look closely at the model, but I still don't like that. Which, just at first I didn't like it, but now that you think about it, you gotta think this was handmade, so just adds more character to Henry, which doesn't have a date in the wheels. Onto the tender. Tender's just a block of wood, literally just shaved on. Better than a Thomas Wood tender, though, I can tell you that much. You got the staples, I guess, on the underneath. Flat magnets. Flat magnets are not the best when it comes to connecting. Flat magnet on flat magnet connection is not the best. I definitely see why Learning Curve decided to move over to the rounder magnets. That's why they moved over to these round ones, because this is a round magnet. Now, round magnets can connect with flat magnets, and I must say it is one of the strongest connections I've ever seen. That is very strong. So yeah, I forgot Henry's firebox, which I don't know why they never made an old shape Henry. Would have been pretty easy to make an old shape Henry if they wanted. They could have literally just did what they did for Gordon and just keep the firebox just cylinder, or they could have sloped it down, which wouldn't really have been hard to do in my opinion. Which again, this is one of the early models, so you don't really have much detail. All you have is just some pinstriping, and that's it. But with how simplistic it is, it still gets across who the character is. It has a beautiful Henry face. Let's look at that. I don't know why my camera's focusing in the corner. Look at that beautiful Henry face. No names, of course, because we didn't get that until late 90s, early 2000s. It still gets a character across of who it is, which I think is just the main point of a wooden railway item. And that's a good thing that the Thomas and Friends brand was able to do. But overall, if you do see one of these Henrys, I would recommend to pick it up. Also, before I go on to talking about info about it, one thing that they should have done, again with the they should have added a slope firebox for old shape Henry, but they also should have added a feed pipe, which, if Henry has this firebox, I don't know what it's called, Do I have a version of Henry with it? Yes, I have this version. They should have added this part on Henry, because when Henry got his old shape, Henry didn't have it, but when Henry got his rebuild, he gained it. So yeah, this is something I wanted to just say. But I'd recommend picking up a 1992 Henry if you don't already have one, as in my opinion, this is the best version of Henry. In my opinion, and that's just because I like simplistic things. I wouldn't, depending on really with these older items, it just depends who you're buying them from and the condition and what the person thinks they're worth. I'd say paying anywhere from, as low as you can get a Henry, I'd say $15. If it's below $15, you should still pick it up if it's in a condition that you accept. I'd say anywhere from $15 all the way up until maybe $100, and that's depending on the condition, if it has its box or how many chips it has, if it has its tender, and it just depends on a lot of things. Although I would say for a Henry in this condition, I would say pay no more than $30 for it, which I walked away with a steal for this for $20. But yeah, and now I have a friend, a 1992 friend for my 1992 Edward. But anyways, that's gonna wrap today's review up. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.